Hello, welcome to a quick review of the Ranch UK26 ukulele. So I have been running a parent night for parents that want to learn how to play ukulele, and we get 4 to 7 parents a week. And one of those parents actually is a grandparent and has now bought 2 ukuleles already. And ukulele acquisition syndrome, I guess, is contagious. And one of the ukuleles that the grandmother bought is this Ranch ukulele. Now it is a 26-inch, so it's a tenor scale ukulele, and it is laminate, looks like laminate mahogany. It has a binding with sort of an ABS cream binding on the front and back. There's a arch back, which is kind of nice. Reminds me of my Baton Rouge 8-string instrument. It does come with strap buttons, as you can see, one there and one on the bottom, so heel and bottom. And if you want a strap that straps to that, though, you'll have to buy it separately. Unfortunately, the kind of strap that they include is one of them that goes over your neck and around it into the hole. So that's kind of that. The sound hole is engraved with a pattern that is also on the headstock. It's almost impossible to tell if that says Ranch. And I don't know if you can see the sticker in there. It's a very plain sticker and hardly on. Looking at the construction, looks to be sort of a typical okume neck with a very clear joint up at the top up here, as well as a joint right there in the heel. And has a block up on the top and a block on the bottom. Very thin plywood, so pretty nice and resonant. Rosewood tie bridge, rosewood fretboards, no dots on the side, closed gear tuners, and what comes labeled as Aquila Nile gut strings. The fret ends are pretty well dressed, although if you live in a wintry climate, you may find that the rosewood will shrink if you don't humidify the ukulele, and you may end up having to redress the frets in the future. And at the top, the nut is 35 millimeters wide, and the spacing between the G string and the A string is 28 millimeters. So it's a pretty standard Chinese import ukulele, which is not a bad thing at all. It's been kind of fun just to see this kind of a different shaped headstock, which is kind of nice too to see. And this one has only been left here because it needs to be tuned up. So the student of the grandmother left it here, and I've been taking it up from time to time just to keep tuning it and stretching it. So here's kind of what this one sounds like. It's a pretty typical laminate sound. I'll just do some playing here. And then the harmonics. That one comes out, it's just my own playing problems. So I think it's a pretty decent instrument. It has notch kerfing on the inside, a little bit of glue message, but that's okay. You can see some of the bracing on the top, and I can't see the rest of it, but it seems to be a pretty nice build. These sell for $64.99 at the moment on Amazon. Not only do they include the tenor ukulele, but they also include a little bag of extra things. So you get a cleaning cloth, some extra Aquila super nylgut strings, and a tuner, a couple plastic picks, and then a gig bag that isn't super thick, but it will certainly do the job, with a single strap on the back. And I like the gray color, that's actually pretty nice. I should also talk about action. Now again, one of the problems I've had in my own playing is that when I started playing ukulele, I didn't understand how important action was. And the fact that if you have a nut where the holes, if they are too high on the nut, it keeps the string up, making it really hard to play those first position chords, which again is what beginners play. So if you have a ukulele, such as this Ranch, that's geared towards beginner with a beginner's price point and comes with all the kit, it becomes really important that this becomes good action. Now there are some dealers that sell ukuleles from name brands that will set those up for you. Example, the ukulele site, MIMS Ukuleles, also the Uke Republic. I believe Elderly Music will do that. A lot of even local music stores won't do that. So it is nice to see when you can buy a ukulele straight off of Amazon and not have to worry about that additional step of getting set up. What are we looking for? Generally, you're looking for the space at the first fret to be no more than 0.5 millimeters. Definitely under 1 millimeter, but certainly 0.5 millimeters. And you're looking for the space at the 12th fret, between the 12th fret and the bottom of the string, to be 2.65 millimeters or lower. And that's just an average setting. Some people will want it slightly higher, some people want it slightly lower, but that's a good general beginning point. This one comes in at the 12th fret at about 2 millimeters and is right at about 0.5 millimeters at the first fret. So it is set up just about right for beginner, so that when you're playing those first chords, you know, it's easier to press down without having to fight the nut that's holding the string up and then also causing the string to go out of tune. So if this was my ukulele, there's only one thing I would change on it, which is I would change the strings. The Aquila nylgut strings are a great string. I'm not picking on them at all. They're fantastic. I support Aquila 100%. I like the sugar strings better than I like the nylgut, and that's my personal preference. That's all it is preference. But I think that this ukulele has a little bit of a dark mid-range. So I think that fluorocarbon strings, like my favorite Martin strings, would bring out a brightness to it and a lightness to it that would make it come more alive. But that's just my opinion. So if you're going to do anything, I would suggest, if you're going to buy one of these Ranch ukuleles, and this is not a sponsored post in any way, the only thing I would buy is a string winder, as well as a set of Martin strings, the fluorocarbon, the M620s I would start with. There's other fluorocarbon strings which are awesome. Worth strings, living water strings, but the Martins are available everywhere and cheap. You can even get them usually at Guitar Center. I would buy those and put those on almost right away. Now, could you start playing this with the existing stock strings? Absolutely, but that's just something that I would do out of my own opinion. So thanks for watching this little quick overview of the Ranch UK26 tenor ukulele. A very special thanks to my student and her grandmother for leaving this here, which gives me an opportunity to look at another ukulele that I haven't looked at before. And as always, remember, ukulele, it's all about you.